Welcome to the $1 Million Listening Podcast. In this show, we aim to help people grow in all areas of life with the focus of getting to the next level. I'm your host, Mari Wines, realtor, marketing guru, real estate coach, and co-owner of E3 Realty. Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Appreciate you having me.
I thought we would just have our first episode of our podcast to kind of tell people why we're doing this.
All right, sounds like a plan.
So, what do you think? What is your...
Oh, my take on it? You know what? I think we're doing this for many reasons, but I think number one, as a company and as we've grown, we have super knowledgeable people that have a lot of knowledge, and we should get it out to people, especially people that we love and trust, and just other agents, especially when we talk about real estate. Like, there's so much that goes on in every transaction, and we really pride ourselves on being amazing at that, and I think that we want to share it with everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess we should talk about who you are.
Troublemaker. I have a lot of different names and job titles. One is Troublemaker, just kidding. I'm one of the owners of E3 Realty and Loans. I'm also a realtor and a loan officer. You want me to go into the full details of how long I've been in the industry?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've been in the industry for about 9 years now. I was one of the craziest people doing both at the same time, getting my real estate and mortgage license. When I first started, everybody said, you have to choose one. You have to choose one. And so I chose both, and trust me, I hit my head against the wall multiple times for about the first 5 years, and here we are.
Yeah. And so there's 4 of us owners here. And so we are who you will be hearing from on these episodes most of the time, probably. We're, of course, going to feature awesome people from the industry and the community in general. But yeah, there's 4 of us. Chris is one of them.
Like I said, I'm the troublemaker. The other ones are awesome. We'll talk about Michael Gordon a little bit and Brian Evanson. Michael Gordon is a wizard when it comes to mortgages and real estate. The guy knows everything inside and out. Can walk in any situation you've ever been in, has been through it. Ryan is out of this world smart. Like, I've never met somebody as smart as Ryan. You guys will both meet both of them. And we all know Mari Wines. She's amazing. She's in charge of all of our marketing, and she does an amazing job. So if you like our marketing, like our branding, you can thank her.
Yes, and I love to help everybody with marketing. Realtor or not, marketing is my passion for sure.
Perfect. Awesome.
So I think the other reason that we wanted to start this podcast is, like you said, we have extremely talented agents in this office.
Amazing agents.
We get offers accepted on the first time for the majority of our clients. We break the neighborhood record for the majority of our listings, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with that happening, and it can get intense, and it's pretty nuts around here sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we'd like to, most agents like to share just all the positives, right? But most agents don't want to get down to the nitty gritty. What really happens, right? There's a lot of conversations that happen on every single listing, every buyer we help, good, bad, and ugly, and we want to share that with the world, right? Because I think the more real we become as agents, and really just as people, right? The more people really understand what an agent does. Because most people get into real estate for what reason? I want to make a lot of money, right? And what they don't realize is there isn't a lot of money for most agents in real estate.
Yeah.
The ones who make the money are the ones who are dialed in, run systems, run businesses, and we want to share all of that wealth with you, so you can see somehow some of our agents have came up and what they've done and what we've been able to do. So I'm happy for this podcast. Excited.
Yeah, it's intense, but it's also pretty hilarious with all the different personalities.
Not a chance. Hilarious? I don't know if that's the word I would use.
They're singing, dancing, crying.
A lot of everything for sure. Absolutely. Actually, matter of fact, somebody was crying here today. Not that it was a bad cry. It was a happy cry, but it does happen for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, happy cries are the better cries for sure.
Yes.
I'll take a happy cry.
So will I. So will I, for sure.
And I should also mention the 4 of us owners, we pretty much do 2 full-time jobs. We are high-producing agents, and we all run departments here. And so if you've ever seen a person do 2 full-time jobs for, the 5th year in a row now, it can get a little nutty, like I said.
Yes, we all reach our breaking points at some point for sure. But I also think that's what drives us as a group, right? I mean, I think the fact that we're willing to put the extra hours and the extra work, not just for ourselves, but for the better of everyone else around us, because I think that's really why we started all of this in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the 4 of us came together for sure, is because we realized that agents need more help than is being offered out there, and we wanted to make a change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think another reason we wanted to start this is because you see all of our marketing videos and I get dressed up, full face of makeup, but in reality, we're all here. And so we wanted to show our real selves and who we really are behind the company, behind the deals.
As you can see, we have people in the background getting open house signs or something and making a bunch of noise. Like I said, raw and uncut. Here it is. I mean,
first episode. Here we go.
Here we go. Adapt, migrate, or fail, they say in the world of business, right? Well, here we are.
Yeah.
I apologize. What was the question? Because there was a loud noise in the back. And I totally lost focus.
I was just mentioning how people expect realtors to be in suits and fancy clothes, and and I try to do that for most of our videos, but I really wanted to do this because
I also tell her not to do that, guys, ladies and gentlemen. I said just be your natural self, but she never listens. So if you guys would please listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, be you.
So that is also the point of this podcast. I'm in yoga pants every day and also a snow jacket because it's freezing in this office. And
I feel it's cozy.
I'm the only one who thinks it's freezing in every office I've ever been in. But snow jacket and yoga pants is really how I get down.
It's also true.
And then we have a lot of people that dress up in costumes for no good reason.
I didn't think we were going to hit that on the first episode, but since we are, I guess, yes. Lots of fun in this office, guys. If you don't walk into your office and have tons of energy and lots of fun, then you're probably in the wrong office. So just know that that's how we do it over here.
Yeah, and through all the hard work and the laughs, of course, there comes real life.
And we have real good swag. We're going to cut Mari off here because you got to get a copy of our E3 water bottle. No, we do not sell these, but you do get one when you join the team.
So stupid.
Oh, I had to. I felt like an infomercial for a second. I just had to go for it.
Oh, my gosh. With everything that goes on that we just talked about, we, of course, have to deal with reality and real life. And so there's real life problems. We all have families. We are in relationships. We pride ourselves on keeping those relationships strong, which takes just as much work as it does to run this company. And so there's a lot of personal conversations happening behind the scenes. And, you know, we are not free from anxiety and depression and all the things that everyone out there has been dealing with, especially more so since COVID. And so we just want to show you what the real deal is behind the scenes here.
I agree with that. And I mean, I'll speak, since this is not just a real estate podcast, let's talk about what you just said. Life stressful anxiety. I mean, listen, as a grown man and owner of a company, I see a therapist every week. I know a lot of people don't want to say that they talk to somebody about their mental health, but mental health is super important. And I know some people are like, I can't believe on the first episode he's talking about he has a therapist. But listen, we all have our own issues, and we got to be able to get through those issues. And so just knowing that it's okay. I think a lot of times people just don't think it's okay or it's frowned upon. Like, you're a man, you got to go talk to a therapist. Like, I'm a man, and I'm smart enough to know that I need help.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So like you said, there's lots of lives, there's relationships, inside of work, outside of work, but just in general, just being there for people, I think is really what it all comes down to. And so there's somebody always there for me. Tuesday at 7:30, you know where I'm going to be.
Yeah, so we talk about therapy, meditation. We're talking about how to grow on a professional level. All these things help your brain to think differently. And to be successful in life, you have to challenge the way that your brain thinks. And so we do make sure to do that.
Absolutely.
We will push someone to a therapist to say, like, hey, look at this from a different perspective and come back to us and tell us what you think of the situation now.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that we try to do everything we can to make sure everybody understands it's more than just real estate. It's more than just a business. It's human. We're human. So you need to have a human element to everything you do in life. And so it's super important for us to make sure that we do what we can.
Yeah, and I think that is also a huge part of our success as a brokerage. We started in Chris's garage 2018?
18, yeah. Shoot,
we started in Chris's...
18 in the garage.
Our first video studio was in Chris's
and
garage.
You can't see the man behind the studio back there, but the sound guy back there started the studio with us.
Yep.
We go way back.
We'll show him. We'll interview him one day.
Oh, he's on here. He doesn't know it yet. He thinks he's going to be on camera or behind the camera. No, you are going to be on the podcast, my friend.
I look good on camera. You're good.
No one is escaping this podcast.
Nobody.
But, so I think
see Larry over here in the corner sweating. Our cameraman's over there going like, I'm not going on the camera. Oh, you Larry, you are, my friend. Oh, I love it.
Oh, my goodness. But what I was saying is I think a huge part of our success and our growth, we started in the garage, and now we're here in our it was 5,000 square feet when we first built it, but we added on a room since then. Or was that?
Yeah, we're up there now. I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, we got 3 different suites now. As you can see, one of our rooms and one of our suites is a podcast room. It has 3 different spots. You're going to see different podcast sections. We have a complete room for video shoots with the green room, conference rooms. We have the agent room, which is really us just getting after it, being around each other. Currently, we have admin in there, too. It's been a little different than most times because our admin room, we're getting that built out currently as we speak. But, yeah, no, we're probably 6,000 square feet now from a garage.
Yeah, so from a garage studio with just a little background, and now we have a full podcast room, video room with a green screen, amazing videographer and editor who's available to, we are able to offer this to all of our agents at no cost, which feels amazing because video is so important in today's day and age. But what I was saying is I think one of the huge reasons why we got to where we are now is because we care about all those things. If you're not human and you don't have the heart behind it and you're not kind, you're not caring about people. I mean, if you're just chasing the money, you don't end up here.
Yeah. If you're chasing money, our company's not the company for you. If you're chasing helping others and growth and getting out of your own comfort zone, I think we're the best company out there for that. But if it's just money motivation, it's never going to work because you're just not going to fit in.
Yeah.
Like we all make good money, but money can't be the driver. It just doesn't work. It's got to be about helping others and being a team player. And at the end of the day, you have to be willing to grow. I mean, as we all know, we're coaches for our agents, and we have totally different coaching styles, right?
Chris screams at people.
I mean, listen.
And I don't scream.
She doesn't scream at all, and I keep it real. Like, you're going to hear from me. Like, accountability 101, this is your guy. But I just want to see people be the best version of themselves, right? And so I have a very hard time seeing people fail and not have a support system. Like, I won't talk about the person today I was talking to. I'll keep names out of it. But today was not a coaching call to be about being about accountability. Today was about being support. Right, and each meeting has a little different flow because we do have lives. We are human, right? Things happen to us outside of work, and as much as maybe you miss 1 or 2 things you're supposed to do, today wasn't the day to be like, yeah, well, you need to do what you said you're going to do. Today was the day of like, listen, I'm a shoulder you can cry on. I understand that there's a lot of things that are not in your control right now, but together we're going to make things happen. And that person got up, was crying, and I was crying a little bit. I'm a little softy. I might be hard,
But he cries.
but I cry. I'm gonna be real. I cry. I have feelings. I'm emotional, and we hugged it out. And I said, "Don't worry, I got you. Like we're never gonna let you fail, but we're always gonna make sure you have your best year. Like my drive is to get you to the next level, and I'm gonna make sure you get there, right? Because there's a lifestyle that everyone's shooting for, whether that's free time with their family or if that's just, hey, I want to, on an island one day, whatever that is, right? Everybody has a lifestyle that they're trying to attain, and that's what we try to do at a company.
Yeah, and so I think our common goal between us 4 owners is to help our clients and our agents in any way possible so that they can grow into a life that they are after. And so that really is what we're about, and that's why we created the podcast, because we are the go-to, not only for our agents and clients, but it's funny because all of us are the go-tos in our families and friend circles for a lot of things. We're constantly talking about how we're helping somebody else in our family with something. So we just love to offer the resources to help people grow and really have the best life that they are wanting.
Yes, for sure. And just like everywhere else, I mean, I'll say, like I talked about today on the episode of having a therapist, there's nothing wrong with that for men out there that feel, you're not manly enough. I'll tell you, please, we all need help. We all need to talk to somebody in life, men, women in general, kids even. Like, it's okay to talk to somebody who doesn't know anything about you. The other thing is, listen, we all have mentors. I mean, we have coaches, we have mentors. Like, find somebody that's been where you want to go and follow them and do that. And so we just always want to let you know, you always learn, always be a sponge, and just be around people you want to be around daily. And I think at the end of the day, success will come for all of everyone. So.
Yeah, so I think that about sums it up. But we are going to have to do one episode strictly on men in therapy, because I will tell all of you that the number one complaint from all my women friends, clients, family is that their husband will not see a therapist.
Shots have been fired, man. I got your back. I got your back.
I'm sure you all would love to hear about that and how it could change your life and your relationship. And
Absolutely. And I'm an open book. I'll definitely explain the pros and cons of therapy. I've been to some therapists that I didn't really vibe with, and some that I do, and the one I'm with now. I mean, I've gone through some crazy stuff, and it takes weeks sometimes to even get through one topic. I think the last thing that we talked about, which I'll save this all for a podcast for this, just so you know, that's the hook, line, and sinker. Tune in, right? But I will tell you, at the end of the day, it takes weeks of conversations to really dive into the reasons why you feel the way you feel and how to get into your emotions. And I'll just give you guys a funny, just little understanding of how kind of therapy works, just a little bit for the next episode we should do at some point. She was like, you're being rational. You're being rational. You're being rational. And I was like, I'm just telling you how I feel. She goes, no, you're not. You're being rational. I know, but that's how I handle things. Yeah, you're handling it because that's how you're supposed to handle it. Give me the emotions. And I was like, well, I don't understand the emotions. Like, just as I got to get through the process. I got to get from here to here. Like, this is the end game. Like, I got to get here. And she's like, no, give me the emotions. And I'm like, okay. And I went and I was like, fuck this and fuck that. And I'm like, oh, that felt so good. She's like, there you go. That's what I wanted to hear. And I was like, oh, that felt amazing. And she goes, yeah, you got to dive deep sometimes. And so I was like, whew, I didn't even think of it. She goes, yeah, you were just talking about how you're going to get through it because the rational way is the way you have to handle it. But you got to get those emotions out and you got to be able to vent and feel free to talk that way and feel that way so you can get to really where you need to go. And I was like, man, that was a good exercise. And that was just one session, right? So it's good. It's good for you.
Being business owners, being realtors, you
yeah.
are expected to be rational. You're making huge decisions for others. So
yes, very rational.
Therapy discussion to be continued. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
It was lovely having you.
You too.
Hey guys, this is Angel. Check out my new podcast interview here at $1 Million Listening with Mario Wines at E3 Realty.